Hi, hey, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I gave the YouTube algorithm a day off. I decided I didn't want to overwhelm the poor thing or you, but I sure hope that you're back, you're one of my subscribers, and you are interested in seeing me try to go on the Harold's Market run a second time. We're going to try this with better sound and a better camera angle, I hope. And so we're going to, make a run and see how it goes. So thank you for joining me. And again, please subscribe. I want to grow my channel. I'm going to try and make things better. Shorter intros, I hope better sound, better camera angles, and I'm going to work on trying to make the videos a little bit shorter too. So anyway, here we go on our adventure. Let's see how FSD version 10.12.2 does on the run to Harold's Market. All right, folks, here we go on our way to Harold's Market. I hope you can hear me okay. We're going to see if the car prompts us with a full self-driving, so we can see if we can let it try and take us out of the driveway. And I don't see a little prompt. That's okay. Maybe it's learned its lesson. It knows it has a hard time getting out of the driveway. All right, here we go. We're on the road. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't put on my seatbelt. That's why. Okay, now, there we go. We're going to dial her down. All right, hey, thank you. Welcome back. This is run number 2, or attempt number 2 at Harold's Market. The first time we made the run, we're still on FSD version 10.12.2, but the first time we made the run, I was using a bit of a janky camera setup, and the views I don't think were all that stellar. So I'm hoping here on this next trip, this one we're making right now, this is a much better camera angle and better sound. All right, here we go. We made it around the first corner. Good job, Amos, making a left turn. And we're going to go ahead and dial our speed up just a little bit. I'm excited to have you back. I really hope you're enjoying these. I apologize for the potato quality. I know I have a ways to go on my cinematography. But I do think it's improving. I'm a little bit frustrated. I did this trip this morning, but we did a longer one from the house this same way, except it's weird. It turns a blinker on for tight turns. We actually did this trip from our house all the way to the I-5 on-ramp in Burlington. There was only 2 interventions. One of them was because it wanted to try and make a left turn it didn't need to, and the other intervention was it leaving my driveway. But guess what? No sound. So I'm really hoping that the sound is going to carry through on this recording, because otherwise I might flip out. Speaking of equipment problems, car's still doing great. 0 interventions so far, and our initial start problem was I didn't have my seatbelt on. Silly guy. I gotta make sure I do that. Talking about equipment though, doing this, very new to it, right? I'm growing, I'm learning, but I just have so much respect for established YouTubers and anybody who isn't established, anybody who's like me gonna try, right? I mean, it's not an easy thing, for one, to kind of put yourself out there. Anybody in the world can watch and listen to what you have to say. They can kind of put you down, maybe give you a hard time about the quality of your work, but you can't let any of that bug you. You got to be comfortable, confident in what you're doing, and just say, hey, you know what, I'm only doing this to have fun, and I don't need to feed my kids with it. So yeah, I'm just going to try and enjoy it. And who cares if people are negative, right? I find that negative people tend to attract negativity, and they like to just be that way, and I don't care for it so much, so I try and keep myself away from it. And I have had a tendency to be a negative person in the past, so really last 3 or 4 years, weirdly enough, after we got the Tesla, kind of about the same time as getting the Tesla, my 40th birthday, midlife crisis, whatever you want to call it. But, I just really started to have a little bit of a different attitude. Enjoy life more, right? and recognize that life's too short. If you want to try something, do it, because why not? What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to fail at it miserably? Well, then you just practice. Practice, practice, practice. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. I should have slid that over for you much earlier. I'm sorry about that, folks. So just a ton of respect for people out there, putting themselves out there, creating things, fulfilling a passion. For me, I spent 20 years working in oil and in maintenance, in oil refining, doing instrumentation, electrical automation work, etc. And I really, here we're at this turn here, we're making a right-hand turn. The car always, again, stops too far back. It's creeping. We've got a truck coming, and the car's going to stop and wait. I think that's a good idea, car. Very good idea. And now we're going to go. Excellent job. That was safe. But for me, moving from troubleshooting and fixing and working on equipment all the time to this job teaching, which I absolutely love, it's a much different kind of mental fulfillment. I got a lot of satisfaction and gratification from fixing things, from seeing I put in the work, I put in the research, I put in the time, I made the phone calls, I did what I had to do, get down in the dirt, right, skin my knuckles, whatever, and I got that piece of equipment back up and running, the refinery is making money again, etc., etc. Very gratifying. Then we move on to teaching, and you don't have that immediate gratification. You don't have that necessarily immediate satisfaction of fixing something with your hands. Instead, it's more of a long-term thing, and I'm trying to come to terms with that, and I'm enjoying it, but it's just not the same as actually fixing a broken piece of equipment. And good job, car. Nice slowdown. Notices this stuff here going on, and we're coming up here to this kind of weird dog leg left that can confuse the car at times. So let's see how it handles it here. Okay, we've got a couple other cars coming, and I'm going to take over. Yeah, it just acts super strange. For some reason, it does okay when there is a car in front of us or another car to kind of guide it, but yeah, okay, coming in hot. Always comes in hot here. This intersection, we've got traffic coming from behind us and from in front of us, and it looks like we did everything good. Safe moves by the car there. So anyway, again, what I was saying was that sense of satisfaction of fixing a piece of equipment isn't there anymore. And while I absolutely love the satisfaction I get from seeing students learn and grow and improve, it's not necessarily the same kind of dopamine rush, right? So what am I doing here? Well, this is kind of my attempt at replacing that. I'm creating something. I'm doing something with my ability. And as potato quality as it may seem, it helps. It's helping me. It's making me feel like I'm contributing, and I'm creating something, and I'm getting some gratification. It's very gratifying to go home, take these clips, edit them together, and create something that I can then share with the world, or at least 19 of you. And hopefully I'll get some more as the years go on. Coming through here, nice. Again, very kind of unchallenging, except in a couple spots for FSD. So I think this is a really good run. It will show improvements as the versions roll out, and I'm hoping that those will translate to you on these trips as well. But I do want to stress, right? I mean, FSD is pretty good. It's not great. I like to say it's like a socially awkward but very intelligent teenager that is channeling all of that teenage angst into the computer. But it's pretty damn good, folks. I mean, I haven't had to hardly intervene. The problem is when it messes up or when it can't do something, it's typically something that's kind of important. There's a little phantom brake. It's typically in a situation where you kind of want it to perform. But again, We're always paying attention, hand on the wheel here, and our foot is always prepared. Now, I don't know how many of you other FSD beta testers might be watching this. If you are, I apologize if I'm doing a terrible job. But I would be curious to know if, and please comment, if you do the same thing. But I have found the opposite of internal combustion engine cars, ICE cars, where when I would use cruise control in an ICE car on the freeway or whatever, adaptive or otherwise, old school, either kind, I would typically have my foot close to the brake pedal or even sometimes hovering over the brake pedal. And when I drive the Tesla, Amos here, and TARDIS, our Model 3, it's just the opposite. A little phantom brake. It's just the opposite. My foot is constantly hovering over the accelerator, which is probably a strange thing to think about, but honestly, the car tends to err on the brake or slow down, safe side, I would say. And so oftentimes I found I've needed to use acceleration much more than braking if the car has made a little oopsie. All right, here we come up to the hardest turn. All right, we're going to be making a right-hand turn here onto a busy freeway. Again, car blinker is good timing, but stop way, way too far back. We're creeping up slowly, and the car's looking, checking for visibility, and just is so creepy. It's there. Oh. Okay, it's holding, it's waiting, and it's pulsing the brakes and the accelerator. It's waiting. You keep waiting, car. All right, good. It's waiting. It's waiting. Oh. Can you hear that pedal noise? That's a little creepy, isn't it? Okay, here we should be able to go now. All right, I had to goose it. I had to give it a little bit of a goose to get it going. And it is a little hesitant on the acceleration, but now we're taking off. Okay. Yeah, weird. That intersection is the weirdest intersection. And I understand why. It's not an easy one. And again, that's why I'm using this as my example, kind of as a comparison, because there are some very interesting opportunities here for the car to do some weird stuff. Okay, we are rapidly approaching our stop up here, Harold's Market. Great drive. What did we have? We had one intervention right there at the turn where the car couldn't really make up its mind, and I finally had to goose it. I had to give it some gas to get it to make the turn. But it was having a very hard time making up its mind about what it wanted to do. Oh, Mach-E, awesome. And then we had an intervention on the dogleg left onto that weird Marine Y road, and I had to take over there. So again, those are the typical spots. Going back, it'll probably be the same places where we have some issue, and I kind of expect it, but hopefully as the versions roll out and we get 10.13, that's why I wanted to do this as well. I wanted to get a good clean recording of 10.12 before version 10.13 comes out. So there you go, folks. We are pulling into Harold's Market. I just took it out of FSD and I am pulling into my turn lane.